That's us.
That's us.
This is the beginning.
Cheers.
Sorry, next.
Sorry. Next.
Yes.
I love it.
Well, I'm Gwen,
Hi, I'm Krista.
and this is our podcast. You guys, we have been dying to do this for so long.
It's been way too long and overdue, but timing's everything. And I think the timing of this is perfect.
All of 2024, it was on our vision board,
Yes.
if you will. But
Yes.
everything happens as it's supposed to.
Yep.
I believe in now marriages, separations,
Second marriages,
almost second marriages,
Yes.
almost divorces. So many fun things for us to talk about and get into. And that's what Krista and I want to do. I mean, we have great times together where we laugh and we share our lives like sisters, like family, like best friends. And we realized through the course of that not everyone we know has that relationship with people.
Right.
And that sucks. So let us be that for you. Like, join us and have fun with us, laugh with us. And we're going to talk about all the nitty gritty.
Everything.
What's good in our lives, what's bad in our lives.
Sorry, Dylan.
All right. Dylan, our producer, is related. And so he may hear things about family members that are easier or harder to hear than others. Because like our tagline says, I mean, the name of the show is Sorry, Next. And really what we want to express is that the stories we're telling are true.
Yep.
But we may change some names.
To protect the guilty.
Because it's true. It really happened to us and it's our reality. It's our version. But we don't want to throw anyone under the bus. We don't want to affect
And we might like you later.
Thank you. That's right.
I mean, you might not have been liked in the story, but that's why we protect you, because we might like you tomorrow or next week, just not during the story.
We might stay married to you tomorrow. That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Krista and I have been friends for a really long time. I mean, I've done radio in the Charlotte market and on a syndicated show and a bunch of places for a while. And Krista became my friend in sales and in marketing and just, oh, we were doing the math the other day and couldn't believe that. I mean, it feels like we've been friends forever, sisters, but then when you get down to the numbers, my math.
You were like 13 years. You're like, it's 2025, 15 years.
I'm like, oh, I'm wrong. That's
weird because I'm 25. So
we're still that old. Yeah. So I was on Tanner in the Morning on WSOC 103.7, the FM station, after I had been on a big morning show as like the female personality with 2 male leads. And then I went to country radio, which is where I fell in love with music and with the art of my profession. You know, was really enjoying what I did for a living and kind of had learned some negotiating and some chops about how to kind of hold up my own in a career standpoint, and got to this country show. And your husband was my boss, which is awesome. The suit was my boss, and he's still one of my favorite bosses ever. And it was the greatest professional experience I ever had was my time on that country show. Absolutely, without a doubt. And then you were the girlfriend that like shouldn't have been the girlfriend at the time because you were an employee and a sales rep and you were climbing the ranks and it was very taboo. Like it was like, does our company have a policy about that? Like, are they allowed to walk in at 9 a.m. late together? Like, what's the rumor mill was swirling.
Yeah, and Billy Grooms would be in the lobby checking if you're late or not.
Yeah, we need to edit his name out and be like the chair checker.
The chair checker.
And what is he now? He's like a mayor or
a Folly Beach or something. I love Billy.
He's a beach
He should be
bum.
a guest because he's got great stories.
He's a beach bum with all the good stories. He's the guy you meet at the beach bar that knows everybody, knows everything, and has a good story to tell with good beach waves.
Yes. And when I was a sales rep, 2010, like I had just gotten divorced, was trying to figure out what the path was. He would be in his, 3-piece suit in the lobby. And if we walked in late, he wouldn't write down names, but he would act like he was writing down names just to try to put some pressure on. Yeah.
Ruthless. All right. So, what was your story to come into the radio station? Because that's, I think, a pretty good story worth sharing too. Like you were divorced, like you said, you had a young kid and you were trying to figure out what's next for me.
Yeah. So what's crazy is I graduated college with a biology degree. I was wanting to do like medical, which whenever I tell people that, they're like, you have a biology degree? I'm like, yeah.
I'm that smart.
I love science, but life happened. And what the dad or the dad, the guy that I was seeing, we decided to get married, and he had his own business. So he had Party Bus Company, which I know people in Charlotte will remember.
We'll just call him Party Bus.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's his name. Party
Yep.
Bus.
And so anyway, I started working for the business, doing event planning and sales and stuff like that. So I decided not to go. We got married. I had Colson, then we got divorced. And so, that was my job. And so I had to find something else. So this was 2009. And that was when the economy was awful. So I was trying to get into medical sales because I had sales.
Yep.
And I had sales experience and I knew science and I was good at biology. So I thought medical sales, but it was hard. They were hiring managers for entry-level positions. So a girlfriend of mine ran the wine bar next to 131 Main on East Boulevard, and they needed some help and I needed income. So I was like, I'm happy to bartend. And then that turned into me helping like full-time at 131 Main where I was bartending. And
the radio station was very close to 131
very
Main.
close. Yes. And so the big suits would come in and have lunch. And one day they were over there. I overheard them talking about hiring. And I was like, my ears perked up because obviously I had a young child. I was trying to make ends meet. It was a struggle. And I said, sales, I can do sales. I don't know radio, but if you just teach me the radio side, I can do it. And I went in, I interviewed, and they hired me. And I was hired originally for the small, tiny WBCN, the AM news talk station.
They gave you a bad bag.
Yeah, they did. Too. But obviously I moved over to the WFNZ, the sports station, sold that a lot of the country and became, top sales rep and met DJ. That's another funny story.
Met the suit.
Yes, met the suit, which I knew him before because he would do concerts on our houseboat that we rented out.
Yeah.
And so I had met him then. I didn't really like him when I met him the first time.
Not shocking. Yeah.
I was like, he's kind of, full of himself, but I loved his dad. So I loved Papa Stout and I would hang out with him during those concerts. So anyway, full circle, started at the radio station, was reintroduced to him. And, months later, we kind of started dating. So.
Oh my gosh. And then fast forward, I have my first child of 3.
Yep.
And I'm at her wedding to the suit, my boss. And we all just had such a good time.
Yes.
And had so many mutual friends and just everything clicked along. And then Krista and I over time were able to develop these like lunches where, because me working in morning radio and her in sales, our schedules are very fluid, right? We are not corporate 9-to-5ers. And anyone that is, I praise you because I actually don't know how you really are locked into a desk or timed that way anymore. Mm-hmm. And after COVID, I can't imagine that schedule, but we can get into more of that later. But we were able to go on these lunches because for me, working on a morning radio show, I was done by 11 or 12, other than literally coming up with content to talk about the next day. So that meant living my life and having fun.
Right.
And going to bars, going to restaurants, or being a part of drama, watching The Bachelor, whatever the nonsense was.
What was going on.
And so we would close down cantinas or, the 131 Mains, like these restaurants. We would go in, I'd get there by noon. And then our good friend Amber, who wants to be on this podcast so bad, and Krista and I would sit there, and then the staff would change over. They'd be like, do you guys mind closing out? Because like the dinner staff comes in next. I'm not working in a double today. And we'd be like, okay, sure. We had no kids, no pets, no mortgage. Like we had no responsibilities, but whatever the hell we wanted to do. It was the greatest time in life. We didn't even realize it until now. And then you're in your 40s and you realize, now I actually have money to spend. Yeah. I get to decide what the hell I want to do. I don't.
Right.
You stop owing things to people or expectations to people. Things evolve in life and we're all learning that too. But we had so much fun back then, just doing whatever we wanted within the parameters of the sales managers too, though. They'd be like, can you be here this time?
I'm selling.
I'm not selling.
You wanted your sales reps to be out selling. So then Amber and
we weren't allowed to be in the office.
No.
Yeah, because I was in sales at one point for you guys too.
Yeah. And then Amber and I would go back to the station trying to act sober, which was hilarious.
Oh my God. So many good stories and so many good of those like memories and moments to share. But then Krista now does so much stuff with all the music festivals. She's left the corporate world, which is how I'm able to dog it kind of because neither one of us are
No.
chair checked by anybody or mandated to do 40, 50, 60 hours for a certain company by a certain time. I think we both work more than that, but it doesn't feel like work when you're doing it for yourself. So that's the beauty of it. But and Krista and her husband, The Suit, have now formed this marketing company, and they do these huge festivals that everybody goes to, and they know all the country artists and they know all the musicians and all the promoters and all the marketers and all the businesses because they do sales and they do marketing. So they're just so cued into everything. And so they always have the good stories and always have the good access. Like I said, hey, my son wants to go to the NBA game this week. She's like, okay, I got you tickets. I'm like, it's the Lakers. Nobody has tickets. Like I work for the radio station too. I can't get tickets. And she's like, I got you. Walk in. There you go.
I got you.
And she did. It's amazing. So it's always we always have cool stuff going on that we just think is worth sharing. And like a sister conversation, we're going to make fun of each other. We're going to tease each other. We're going to love each other. We're going to support each other.
And have fun.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, so it's just going to be an entertainment, right? Something like for you to listen to just have fun together and join us on our journey. And you may laugh, cry, spill your wine, all the things.
No, we're drinking Vouv today.
No, cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know
it's not the first bottle.
No, but do you know it's actually pronounced, I know you hate that when I say this, but it's Vuv, like love, but with a V.
I just hate when anyone tells me what to do. That's the part.
Just try it.
Vuv. Try listening to someone else or try saying Vuv.
Try saying, Vuv.
Vuv.
Yeah. It doesn't sound right, but
Vouv Clicquot. No, I don't think you should say it like that.
Yeah. We should we could double check it, but I'm pretty sure.
It's not that I don't think you're right. It's that I don't like to say I'm wrong.
I don't either. I'm never wrong.
Okay.
The Suit, he's always wrong. I'm never wrong.
So we just launched our Instagram page to kind of help us be excited about this channel and the show. And so we want everyone to kind of follow along and join us and give feedback and say, those of you that know us, which we feel like is a lot of the Charlotte market, like when you guys hang out with us and you know our stories, like ask us to share them and talk about it. And we will. We'll keep tying those little stories and moments in.
Yeah. And how long have you been in radio? Because you started like
2006
on KISS, right?
Yeah, KISS 95.1 right out of college. So I went to East Carolina in 01 to 04, and then I worked with a Fox affiliate in Greenville, North Carolina, and then I moved back to Charlotte after college, Providence High School. Mm-hmm. And the Charlotte Shockers. It was a middle school mascot, the Shockers. It was a lightning bolt.
Sound right. That sounds.
But anyway, so then, I went to East Carolina and came back, and I worked for the Fox affiliate in Charlotte doing WCCB's morning show, Fox News Rising at the time, writing for the teleprompter, rewinding the tape, like physically rewinding the tapes.
Oh my
God. From the 11 o'clock news, checking the scanners, like, was that person arrested, released on bail, XYZ. And then worked at the radio station too, because that made money. I literally went to work at midnight. I woke up at 11 at night. And I would have to go through the roadblocks on South Boulevard and then Independence Boulevard for like the drunk driver. And I'm like, my hair's wet, from taking a shower. And I'm like, I'm on my way to work, buddy. Yeah. And the cops are like, God bless you. I haven't
had anything.
Yeah. They're like, God bless you.
It was at lunch.
It was yesterday. Yeah. For me, that was yesterday. I go to bed at 4. Ha, ha, ha. So then I would go to work all day. And then the radio station hired me to do promotions, to set up events at grand opening at the Best Buy, or that car dealership with the Mazda on sale. Yep. I would go to those events and work for them. And then I'd also nanny, whatever it took until 4 p.m.
Yep.
And then I'd sleep from 4 to 11.
Oh my God.
And then start over the next day. And then one day the radio station said, hey, we need a sales assistant. Could you maybe work for us more than this promotions thing? So I was like, yeah, that'd be great. And then they said, hey, we need you in sales, which means you can't work overnight. Could you just come in 8 to 5?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And then that's,
yeah. Sales is
hard, especially when you're selling air.
Right.
Tell that to a 24-year-old out of college. Go sell air. Here's a phone book. Everywhere you go, you're like, they've already got somebody. Like we didn't have enough tutelage, or we didn't have enough supervision. We didn't have enough guidance.
And then you have the old not old, but the experienced reps that were there that if you call on their account, they get all mean.
No, I didn't know. And this is before the internet was what it is today, where it's like you can really tell who everyone's using. Like we were on D&B software.
Right.
It wasn't as easy. And so, people were faxing in sales orders back then. Like a fax machine existed. And so it just, for a little while I did that. And the radio show, the biggest radio show in our market, in my mind at the time, was Ace and TJ.
Yep.
And they needed a new girl on the show. And they said, hey, they walked into the sales pit, which I was in. And they said, hey, we're interviewing real radio girls. You know, could you guys fill in the days the real radio people aren't coming? And I like jumped up to Yankee Pete. And I was like, oh
yeah.
I'm so excited for my day. I'm coming in on Tuesday. I did a radio show in college. I'm a producer right now for Fox, like Rising. And he's like, okay, yeah, whatever. Just sign the sheet. And I'm like, okay. So I signed the sheet and then it's my day.
Yeah.
And I'm in the studio with everybody and we're talking and I start laughing and I like cry off. And Ace, Ace and TJ, he's like, Gwen, if you think something's funny, don't go like this because you block the mic and people don't know. Chances are if you're laughing, they're laughing.
They're laughing, right.
So just share your life and your emotions with us. We want to know all of it, the good, the bad, just share.
When you're sharing it on the air. So, yeah.
But you're kind of alone in a room with just a couple of people. You don't realize you're talking to hundreds of thousands of people.
Right.
So then that was and then so they said, can you come back tomorrow? I'm like, sure. You know? And then that turned into a 4-year contract, which turned into a little 6-month non-compete and then another 6-year contract and, multiple shows over multiple stations in the market. And then I had kids and it was.
Then you had kid after kid after kid too.
I had 3 under 3. And it's very hard to wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning when it's just, and not like there was a snow day and my husband's like, what do I do? There's no school. And I'm like, well, I'm already at work. So figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
I'll be home at 11 or 12. I mean, if I can make it in the snow, I don't know. Or like we would have the flu and I have to go to work. Like you don't get to be sick.
No.
One time I missed a flight and they're like, well, the show starts at, 6 a.m. So you better start driving from Florida. And I'm like, you're shitting me.
You're kidding me.
You want me to drive a car home from
TikTok.
Tampa?
Yeah.
So it was ruthless. Like it was brutal. You don't get to take the day off for your birthday, right?
No.
There's no participation trophy.
It's hardcore.
So just after I had all the kids and had kind of established in my mind myself a little bit, I was like, I can't. And iHeart, at the time I was with iHeart Radio and they were great. They said, if you aren't able to do the show, we have more opportunities for you elsewhere.
Yeah.
Let's start voicing you here. Let's start putting your stuff there. Let's start making you available for more appearances. Or they just go with the flow. They said, let's do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're going to take away your health insurance and your benefits. We'll make it part-time.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That actually works for me.
That's fine. Yeah. It worked out great, especially with you having 3 young kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I'll honestly say, like, I've never taken a step back in pay because you just add more in other areas, right?
Yeah.
You can just work harder,
more endorsement,
reinvent yourself in other ways. I almost categorize it to NASCAR. It's like once you pay your dues, you can get the sponsorship.
Yep.
Right. Or you get the client relationships or you get the clout. I think people say a lot now is like, I don't know. So I don't have to do a 9 to 5 to pay. I've paid my dues.
Yeah. Right.
So you can get kind of the same opportunities. And that's the beauty of it is you get to do what you love in a better way. That's not as time consuming and taxing. We've like dialed it in.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I lean on you a lot for is I'll be like, Krista, this company needs this. And you're like, done. And you like know what to say, know what to do, know how to manage it.
Yeah.
Like these music festivals you do, there's like a drone. And I'm like,
the drone show is awesome.
She's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, that's all Krista. That's her baby with the music festivals and all the artists.
Yeah.
Stuff you do.
Yeah. We need to have the suit on to tell the story about how the festival started because it is a good story. So we'll save that for a later episode, but it's a great story.
Well, this is the beginning.
Yeah. This is the beginning.
Next.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much shit to talk about.
I know. Like, it's like we were talking earlier, like about how, what are we starting with? Right.
What do we do?
Yeah. And obviously I think they'll just kind of unfold into whatever we make them.
I know.
And everybody can join us for the fun ride on it.
But we'll have a system in place where we decide this one's going to be about relationships. This one's going to be about the work, the concerts. Yep. I mean, even today we were at the nail salon and this couple's having such drama.
I walk into the nail salon and Gwen's on her computer working and there was this crouched couple, like they were crouched down on these little stools right next to you. And I was like, what? I thought they were blocking the ATM too. And some nail salons now are cash only. Yes.
I know someone that owns a business that makes a fortune off the ATM machine.
Yeah.
So it's like
so much
it's
money.
smart, but
Yeah,
it's
but
stupid.
the girl
for
was
us as the
blocking it. Yeah.
consumer, but they're blocking the ATM.
And so I walk in and I hear the guy saying, "And I love you so much." And I'm like, I look at Gwen like,
And I'm like typing away, and I'm like, "Oh, girl, I've heard it all."
and
Oh
we're
my
like just side eyeing, like, what's happening over here? It was, and then I hear her saying, "Well, just screenshot it and I'll send it to you, and then I'll tell you what to text or something." So anyway, we go sit down, and I was like, I'm going to go back over there and just see what else I hear. And went over looking at nail colors, and they were still saying the same. They were just repeating the same thing. So when we go to leave, I asked the nice woman at the front desk, "Hey, what happened to that couple right here?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, they're crazy. they come here all the time." He had 6 full glasses of wine or cups. She said
Full.
cups.
Yeah.
She goes, "I gave him one. It was half full." And he said, "No, I need a full glass." And
I heard him order a half glass because his glass was already half full. So he asked for like a half on top of his half.
of really good wine.
Oh, it's
And-
nail salon. I mean, I love you guys that you offer us wine and drinks. I think that's a really nice perk. I usually say no because maybe I'm working or it's the
Right.
middle of the day.
Or if it's a really bad day, you'll just take the red.
Maybe, right, maybe. But I also think it's just I'd
No.
rather drink none than drink bad. I'm at that good of a stage in my life.
Yeah.
I'd rather drink none than
Yeah.
drink bad.
But 6 cups, like full cups. She's like, full cups.
She goes, "Oh yeah, that's what they do here. That's what they do."
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, because we asked them, we said, do they come in all the time? She's like, all the time.
Or where can we go where we take advantage of an opportunity like that? Like for me, at the Mexican restaurant, the free chips and salsa.
Yes,
Like
yes,
they're
yep.
at the nail salon taking advantage of the free bad wine.
And obviously having a couples counseling session or something.
They were totally in
Yeah.
counseling right there.
There was that young girl that was sitting right behind them. She looked like she was doing schoolwork or something. I was like, oh, she's getting a whole lesson in relationships.
And it was
right
an
now.
area where they could walk home. I mean, we're not. I
Yeah.
don't think they were driving anywhere.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe. That's our PSA.
Yeah.
Don't drive, kids.
No. They were Ubering.
Okay.
Yes. We'll go with that. Or walking. They remind me they lived within walking distance. I don't know. But yeah, that was funny. It was great. Just, I don't like, we just got some really good couples drama right there.
We did.
Because,
And
we don't have any.
Right. We both have a good share of couples drama. I mean, divorces, almost divorces, like literally lawyers saying, cancel the divorce papers, like pull it from the judge's docket. And then reconciliations.
Yeah.
Second marriages, fancy friends, private planes.
Oh my gosh.
We got
Blue water, all the things.
Cabo, Key West.
Yes. We need to go. Key West.
I know. There's a place in Key West we love to go.
Yes. We should actually go there and do our podcast there.
We will. And we'll write it all off. We'll
Yep.
teach you guys all that.
We'll
too.
bring Dylan. You like Key West? We'll go.
Yep.
That'll be great. I like it.
Well, we hope you guys stay with us and keep watching, and we're going to keep having fun and keep doing more episodes.
Yeah. And I know we need to have Amber on in one of these first episodes.
She's our like
Golden
Three
Girls.
Musketeers.
Yeah.
Golden Girls. I don't like the name because we fight so hard to be not old
Young.
in appearance wise.
Wrinkles.
I know. And then we'll have our injector on.
Yes.
soon. She's awesome.
Ellie the Injector.
Ellie
Yeah.
the Injector is amazing. And yeah, we'll pump the concerts that we are promoting. We'll let you guys in on the secrets of who the artists are going to be or what cool stuff is coming to town, the things
Yeah.
we're involved in.
Which I'm going to give a plug now to the Joey Logano Foundation and his team and us partnering with them and doing the 3rd annual Joey Logano Concert for Charity with Jordan Davis. Tickets will be on sale February 7th, and we're excited for it. It's going to be great. It's a great cause, great event. This is our 3rd year doing it. Joey and his team are awesome. So
They're so good. And a show at Cody Joe's always goes right.
yes.
I mean, it's a fun place to be. And you can think back like when a mechanical bull was something you'd get on, and now we look at it with nostalgia, but it's there and it's awesome.
Yes.
Like it's a fun atmosphere. It's a fun night. It's not on a beaten path of like uptown, but go to Cody Joe's sometime. Get the tickets. Wednesday nights, line dancing.
Mhm.
And it's for a
Ladies'
great
night,
cause.
yeah.
Yeah, it's for a great cause. And we're gonna share so many things we're passionate about. Like I support Give Hope Global, and I go to Ghana a lot. And there's
And you're
so many
going
things.
soon.
In a couple weeks.
Yep.
Right
That's
after
gonna-
that show. I'll go at the beginning of March.
Yeah. That'll be awesome. Yep. And Isabel Santos Foundation is one that we support as well. So yeah, this is going to be great. We're excited. So yeah, stay tuned. How do we wrap up?
Yeah, but this is it. I think we are wrapping. We're excited to do all the sorry necks with you and to cheers with you and to keep drinking with you and to have some fun.
And to share our stories where the names have been changed to protect the guilty, because we might like you tomorrow.
Because we might like you tomorrow.
Yes. Love
Okay.
it. All right.
Cheers.
See you next time.